Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Um, I've had somebody mention a couple times about on my motorcycle, my electric motorcycle, about adding another battery to it. Um, okay, that was my thoughts when before I even got it. I thought, man, I'm going to get one because I know they got space underneath the seat, and I thought I'll put the battery in there. Um, the first thing is, what I did is I asked, okay, can you put a battery in there? And he said, no, you can't. And I thought, why can't you? And then, but it's right, they can't. Maybe somebody that knows a lot about this stuff would. The one thing that I've noticed a lot here in China, repairing things is not a priority. They're going through a stage now, kind of like the United States used to be, a material type stage. The young people always think material things. That's why, now see, I was going to buy another phone here. They're not all that cheap. Matter of fact, they're the same price or more than what they are in the United States. And I was talking to one of my friends, and she speaks English. She's from France, and she speaks English. And we were comparing notes. And she was saying that she thought it was really odd how they don't repair things. And she was asking about the phones because the phones only last a little over a year, and then they start breaking down. You know, I would think that's that cheap Chinese products, I would think. But she said the idea was they want you to buy new phones. And people don't want a phone that will last 5 years. They don't want that. They want something that's going to break down so they can get a new phone. And so that started me thinking, and like I say, I was looking for repair shops, and there are very few repair shops. Today, I put up a video. We're on a motorcycle, and I was coming back from lunch, and I showed you, and I never thought about it at the time, but it was electric motorcycle chop shop. So I think all the stolen motorcycles go over there, and then they disassemble them, and they sell out the parts and repair motorcycles with stolen parts. But anyway, putting another battery in, it's going to take some know-how. It's not like just take one wire and one positive, put it on positive, negative, put it on negative. I don't think you can do that. For one thing, I'm not real sure if the batteries run parallel or how they have them set up. Now, my particular motorcycle is one of the big ones. I don't even know if they got one any bigger than that. In the two-wheeled motor scooter thing, they've got those big old three-wheeled with, they use them for work and stuff like that. I think those have either more batteries or bigger batteries. But like I say, mine's got, I believe, 3. And you'd have to have some know-how if you're going to put that other one on there. And like I say, it's not like, well, if you're running out of battery, then you just hook it up. You won't be able to do that. I know that. But like I say, I did put solar in my bus, and I found out, man, when you start messing with batteries and relays and all that kind of stuff, things change. So doing like that on the battery on one of these things would be a little different. Now, also talking about the motorcycle, I made a review about it when I first got it, and I don't remember how. You have to look on there and you'll see a date. I don't remember. I think it's got to be over a month, but I'm not sure. But anyway, now I've used it. I've been using it, and I haven't maxed it out yet. I have gone out maybe 7 miles, 8 miles, maybe away, and then got my way back. Maybe even more than that, because I've got lost a couple times, and I don't know where I was at that time. But like I say, so maybe it's got out further than that. So I'm not really quite sure how far these things will go out. Remember, for me, in the situations that I get myself into, if I have a problem, it multiplies worse than if it was somebody else having a problem. The same thing when I'm driving down to Central America and I have a blowout. Most people just have a blowout. If I was to have a blowout, I'm going to have problems. I'm just going to have all kinds of problems. First, my car's overloaded and trying to get to my spare tire, and then if it's that simple. If I kind of lose control at all, the roads are deadly in Central America. So if I lose any kind of control at all, that blowout can turn into a life-threatening event. And if I do it at night, it's going to be really bad. So like I say, and China, this was my first time here. So learning the basics is difficult. Remember, again, I've had 3 translators since I've been here, and they don't work out. The one that did work out was Charlie. He was the one that worked out. The other 2 did not work out at all. Really, it gave me a lot of problems. They gave me some help when they would do their job, but it's the mentality. They were young. The two that didn't do too good were young. Their mentality is, I'm a foreigner, and so they were trying to restrict. They were trying to figure out how much information they should give me. Like, what does that have to do with it? So it was. So it's been really difficult for me to learn just the basics on how to survive China. And like I say, I did learn a lot. I'm still overwhelmed right now. I'm trying to process everything that I've seen, and I've been talking to the friends. I've got friends, so I talk to my friends that speak English, and my friends are more open and honest. The problem is their English isn't all that good, and I'll make another video talking about translations and how they work and how they don't work. And but anyway, the motorcycle was a big thing on opening my world here in China. I wanted to get one when I was in Chongqing. The first month I was in another town, but they were illegal. Electric motorcycles were illegal in that town. And I really wanted to get a big motorcycle. And I haven't found a place to buy big motorcycles yet. And so that's going to be a challenge in itself. And then getting a driver's license. I've got international licenses for the Western Hemisphere and Asia, except China. China doesn't recognize international driver's license. So and my international driver's license for motorcycles, cars, and trucks. Because I can drive most anything. But like I say, the electric motorcycle is a really good thing. Would I use it in the States? I live in a community, 400 people, a farming community out in the middle of nowhere of Oklahoma. I would definitely use my motorcycle, the one I have. I could go all over our community, no problem at all day long. I mean, it wouldn't be no problem. Just plug it in at night and then, oh, talking about that. The one bad thing about my motorcycle, the electric, where you plug it in, once the batteries fill up, it doesn't kick off by itself. Remember, I told you when I got it, it had new batteries. Yes, the reason it had new batteries, whoever had it plugged it in, they didn't unplug it. Once it fills up the batteries, you have to unplug it. It won't sit there and trickle charge. And that's what happened. It ruined the batteries. I don't know why they keep calling me. I might have to find out. But it is. But now, if I was in the city, I don't know if I would want it. I'm not a city guy. I don't know what's going on. But what the advantage of using it here is we can drive on the sidewalks. We don't go by car traffic rules and regulations. They're more like a bicycle, so they're really out of control. Anybody can drive them. You can do all kinds of stuff. So would they work in the city in the United States? I don't know. Like I say, I think it's the limited range because people in the city go out further. But if you make your trips to the local mall, then I think it probably work out good for you on something like that. They're small, they're easy to steal. So those little, you saw the little dinky motorcycles, electric motorcycles. Those aren't worth a damn. They're bad. They're lightweight. All the bumps are really hard to work. I've played with them. I've been riding all different kinds now. And they're not. You can't carry anything. You see the ones that have motorcycles like mine, they load them down with all kinds of stuff. And so that's what I'm saying. You'd take a big one. Don't get a little one. It's small. I can put it in the trunk of my car. I can take it up to my apartment and stuff like that. I'll tell you, they're a pain in the ass. So I don't know where you're going to park them. I don't know what you're going to do with them. People are going to steal them. You have to think about it. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.